Hi guys, it is Tuesday, August 13th, and I'm sorry, I'm going to crouch down like this for a little bit so I can get up close and personal with you guys. My name is Jess Nouse, independent promoter with our absolutely amazing company, Prove It. Today we're going to talk about A in our ACE process, and A stands for attract, specifically on social media. So this should be fun. We all love social media, right? I know I do, but I hope to give you some tips today to make the best of that attract on social media. So first of all, we should always start our day in a state of gratitude, right? I'm guilty. I don't do it every day. I did this morning, but I don't do it every day. So go ahead, please, in the comments, drop something that you are grateful for today. Could be anything. And I'm going to try and catch them really quick as you guys post them so I can say them out loud for the people that are watching this on the replay. And maybe some of you, if you're driving, don't do that. My wild dog, Roxy, Christy says, our furry animals, our furry family members. We're super grateful for them, right? Awesome. I'll get one or two more, then we'll move on. I'll tell you something. Health and opportunity, says Shannon. My family, says Amanda. That's awesome. You know, something I was for the pig roast. Oh, now they're coming in way too fast. A working vehicle. I think Pam said a pig roast of some sort. I didn't catch all of it. If I was on my computer, I could see it on the side, but I'm not. I'm on my phone, so I apologize. But Pam, I'm so grateful that you have something to be grateful for, right? I'm actually grateful for the dreary day that we're having, because if every day was a sunshiny day, we would start taking it for granted. So I've always said you got to have the rainy days to appreciate the sunshiny ones. So I'm grateful for a dreary day. Okay, awesome. So let's talk just a little bit of some announcements and notes, and then we'll get into, I don't want to say the meat and potatoes because, you know, we're keto. So the meat of our training today. So on the COC call last night, it was mentioned that back in the day, there was, I feel like I should get on my knees if that's too low. Okay, back in the day, there was a little kind of unspoken contest that when Prove It posted something on their Facebook page, it was like a race to see who could reply or make a comment first. So last night on the COC call, it was mentioned that there may or may not be a little contest. So when you see things hit the Prove It Facebook page, comment as soon as you can. I don't know if there's a contest or not, but if there is, something as easy as making a comment on there could win you something. I don't know, just saying. Also, they talked about on the State of Play last night and also the COC call about our next playbook event. Did you guys see that? It's on September 14th, right? And it's in Philly, you guys. I mean, there's numerous locations, but for us here in PA, there's one in Philly. How awesome is that? So get your tickets now. I think they were $47 a piece, which is so worth it. A small investment. And it will sell out. So get your tickets as soon as you can. Now, I got to give some Rhino shout outs. And I have a list. I reached out to the leaders of our team and I said, give me some shout outs, and they did not disappoint. So last week when I led our Rhino Run Zoom, I said, hey, there's nothing wrong with praising yourself, right? You got to celebrate everything. So when I asked for shout outs today, someone shouted me out. I think this happened to Kelly last week too. So as awkward as what it is for me to say, this is stretching me outside of my comfort zone, and it's something that we need to do because we should all be celebrated. We should be when someone recognizes something that we're doing and they're willing to tell other people about it. So I'm going to put me at the top of the list, so to get it over with. I'm going to give a shout out to myself, Jess Nouse, for pouring into my team, crushing the three-way messages, and leading with my heart, and people can feel that. So yay me. Okay. Amanda, I love you guys too. Thank you for the love in the chat. All right, Amanda Villefort, she is being praised and lifted up and shouted out for her consistency and her support and her people. Tony Saviano for taking consistent massive action. He has stepped it up, and we can see that. And he's, I'm thinking, like, going further, faster. It's craziness. Tina Fleck for being open to coaching. Nick Couch for always showing up and having a servant leadership heart. Cindy Miller, positivity through adversity and change. We can't always control what's going to happen to us, guys, right? In our business, in our lives, we can control our attitude and our action. And Cindy is a great example of that. She's always got a smile on her face. Sarah Smith, she's on here right now. I see her for being coachable and showing up. Brooke Sarson for sharing her story. Guys, it's not always easy to share our story. It takes guts, and Brooke's just getting started. So good for her for reaching outside of her comfort zone and sharing her story, because you never know, guys, when your story, as small and simple as it may be, is really going to inspire someone and speak to their heart. So if you're not sharing your story, you're kind of doing injustice to other people. So Brooke, way to go. Steve Smith, I see him on here too. He is open to coaching and applying it in action. That's huge, because, you know, we can hear things as to what we should do, but until we apply them, it really doesn't matter. So way to go, Steve. And I had to go sideways on my notes. That's how many I had. Anne-Marie Anderson, she is in her Go Pro period, and she is crushing it. She is determined, and she's taking the action to get there. She hasn't even received her experience pack yet, and she's already pre-selling it. So her goal is to have it pretty much sold before it even shows up on her front porch, which is pretty awesome. Okay, I think I got them all. That was a lot. Awesome. So I will back up. I promise I'm not going to be like this the whole Zoom. Social media and using it to attract people. So it seems like these days someone is selling something everywhere you go, right? Everywhere you look, every time you scroll, there's somebody selling something, and there's a promo ad, and there's, you know, this and that product and blah, blah, blah. And you get tired of seeing it. So what do? You just keep scrolling. So it's our job to attract people without being salesy on social media. So some of us have a small social media audience. There's nothing wrong with that. How do we grow it? We want to grow it, right? We are consistent. And, you know, just because you post something now and you only get, you know, let's say 10 likes and maybe 2 comments, doesn't mean that that can't grow. But it's definitely not going to grow if you stop. So you have to be consistent. You have to marry the process and divorce the outcome. Did you hear that? I'll say it again. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. Know that if you keep on going, if you keep that process hot and heavy, eventually your outcome will happen, but you just got to focus on the journey. You just got to focus on keep on going. So I am guilty of finding people on social media that I may or may not want to friend request, and I scope them out first. I look at their profile and I'm like, okay, so what are they into? Like, what can I talk to them about? That sort of thing. So that made me think, what about my social media page? And I'm speaking mostly about Facebook. But what's on, when people first pull up my Facebook page, what are they seeing? You know how you have that section right beneath your profile picture that has, I think, 9 spaces for photos? That's your billboard, guys. That's what you're putting out to the world, saying, this is me. So look at it, reevaluate, add, delete pictures, because you want to attract people that are like you. Like, how awkward and difficult would it be to try to attract people that you have nothing in common with? You want to attract people that are just like you, right? So make sure, just give yourself, and I think also keeping that billboard fresh, change it up every so often. Because like I have pictures of my kids in there, and I don't want pictures of them then when they were babies. I want pictures of them now. So make sure that you are refreshing that and keeping it up to date. So this is where I actually get to stand up. Haha. Welcome to my kitchen, by the way. Just got a whiteboard and I haven't hung it on the wall yet. So that's why you're in my kitchen. All right. I'm going to pick my favorite color, purple, which, by the way, purple is a color of manifestation. So some of you, I know, have gotten some gifts from headquarters and it includes a purple pen. That's why you need to write your dreams and your goals and your aspirations and your gratefuls in purple pen, because it is a color of manifestation, in case you didn't know that. See, you learn something new every day. So it is said that storytellers will be the most successful people in the next 10 years. Storytellers. So that's what we want to focus on when it comes to attracting people on social media, your story. And not just your ketone story, not just your prove it story, but your life story, because that's how you're going to attract people that are like you. So if you are able, again, if you're driving, if you are able, grab a piece of paper and a pen, because we're going to make some notes. And what I want you to do is to make 3 columns. And I'm going to try to write as big as I can so you guys can see, because I know you're kind of far away. But I think as you take notes, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. So we have 3 columns, and we're going to label them 3 different things. Oh, this is going to be backwards, you guys. Okay, when I'm done, I will flip the camera around so you can see. I'm so sorry. Okay, your first column over here is going to be me. Your second column in the middle is going to be prove it.
It's not backwards, just so you know, Jess.
Oh, thank you, Pam. That makes me feel so much better. Thank you. To me, it looks backwards. So I'm so thankful that it's not for you guys. Yay. Okay. Me, prove it. The last one's going to be dreams. I feel like a school teacher today. You to do, we're going to get pretty. Oh, yay. Okay, blue's next. All right. What I want you to do is put things in each of these columns, and we're going to go one at a time. What makes you you? What are you? Who are you? So I just wrote down a couple things. I'm just going to write them on here, but you guys take these suggestions and write it down if you want, or if you think of other things, write them down. But these should be things that you want to focus on to write stories about your life. So what are you, right? I am a mom, specifically a boy mom. So dad, girl mom, parent, whatever, you know. And therefore I have kids. Therefore, they do crazy things and they make me want to pull my hair out sometimes, or they give me gray hair, right? So that's put crazy kids, because why? That's relatable, right? Let's see, what else? Talk about your job. Talk about your hobbies. Man, this is hard to write. What do you do in your spare time? What are your activities that you like to do with your family or without them? Okay. And here's the biggest thing. Can you guys read that? It says, be you. Don't try to be something that you're not. I know I say that every single time I get on here, but when you try to be something that you're not, people are going to see through it, and it's just not going to be good for anybody. So I'm not going to touch on that anymore. Prove it. What about prove it? What do you love? What do you love? Okay. About the prove it, or what about the industry itself? What do you love about your business? I really wish I could get this closer, you guys. I'll get closer before we hang up here so you can see all the notes. But if you're taking your own notes, you got it too. What about the prove it? What about your prove it business? And guys, we're going to go over about 5 minutes today, so it should be done at 12:20. Just setting the expectation. What about the product? And what about the community? Oh, the community. Near and dear to my heart right there. Okay, and in our third column, I just wrote on myself because that's how I roll. In our third column, dreams. What are your short-term goals and dreams? What are your long-term goals and dreams? So we'll do short-term, long-term goals. And like, do you want to take your family on a great big vacation, or that trip to Disney that you've been dreaming of? Y'all know I love Disney. Or that new car or truck or Jeep that you want to get with your COC bonus, by the way. And what about, you've always dreamed of throwing your daughter the biggest 16th birthday party imaginable? What about, giving them an even bigger Christmas, or being able to purchase them a big item maybe that you wouldn't have got as a kid? Dreams, right? I'm gonna put big celebrations. and gifts. Sorry, my back's towards you. Okay, so first of all, what color should I use next? Oh, it's so exciting. I'm not usually a pink girl. Let's use pink. Okay, so y'all know that whenever you make a Facebook post and you're writing a story, or anything really, algorithms love your face. So whenever you're posting about these things, make sure you include a picture of your face. Or if you're talking about gifts to your kids, a picture of your kids. Or if you're talking about that car or truck or Jeep that you want, a picture of that, you know, and with you with that would be even better. And by the way, if you're dreaming of a new vehicle, go test drive it. Go feel that steering wheel in your hands and smell that new car smell, and just get some pictures while you're doing it, and then make a story about it. So we all, you know, because we shouldn't be posting ketones, this gives you some ideas of some things that you can post about other than straight up ketones. But how often should we post about ketones? How often should we post? And I'm going to give you a suggestion. I'm going to use black for this so you can see it. I'm going to give you a suggestion as to how often you should post about these things so that we're not all ketones. So in the bottom of each of these columns, I want you to write, in the me column, write a number 2. In the prove it column, write a number 1. In the dreams column, write a number 2, and then write the word live next to that. So in your me column is the number 2. Let's just use a Monday through Friday and into the weekend example. 2 days a week, you want to post about you, okay? So let's just say Monday and Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, your one, oh, we're getting sloppy. Your one post is going to be about prove it and something about prove it. And then on Thursday and Friday, because we have a number 2 here, it's going to be something about your dreams and your goals. And then on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, you're going to go live. How many of you are scared to go live? Put a number 1 in the chat if you're scared to go live. It's okay. You can admit it. When I first started, I was scared to go live. But do you know what got me out of that fear? I did it over and over and over and over again. I forget which event we were at. We were given a 30-day, or was it 60-day? I can't remember, live challenge to go live every single day. And we were awarded at the end, and if we did it. And gotcha. I saw Amanda said, for those of you that catch on the replay, she said she is fine when she's live with her hubby, but she's scared when she's by herself. And I hear you. It's always easier when you're with somebody else. And the more you do it with somebody else, the more you're going to get comfortable, the more you'll be able to do it by yourself. So do what you're scared of. Get yourself out of your comfort zone, right? That's right. Nayla said she's trying to break out of her comfort zone. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read all of those. I'd love to. And I'm out of time. Oh my gosh. But there's one more thing I want to hit on before we close out here, as far as social media and attracting people on social media without being salesy or being too much. Think of it this way. So Ed Milet, he is one of my mentors. I love him. He has talked about social media a lot too, because he does a lot specifically on Instagram. But he said there are 3 things you want to keep in mind when you're posting. And this applies to all of these topics, right? All of these things, so you can see. So keep these 3 things in mind whenever you're posting. Is your content entertaining? Is your content educational? And or inspirational? When you are composing your stories, you want to keep those 3 things in mind. Is this entertaining? Is this educational? Or is this inspirational? So keep those, I'm really trying to paraphrase here quick because I'm out of time. I'm so sorry. But keep those 3 things in mind when you are posting and attracting on social media in these 3 categories. If you need help writing your story, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Reach out to your COC, reach out to someone that you are seeing that is crushing it on social media like this and say, hey, if I write something, can you just look over it and see what you think? Maybe make a couple edits, see how I can make it better, because that's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to get better, is by being coachable and being open to suggestions. So I'm going to leave you with a quote and also a call to action. Here's your quote. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but will come with what you do consistently. Consistency is everything, especially in our business. So just because you make a post and you only get like, 8 likes and 1 comment, don't stop. Don't let that discourage you. Keep going. Keep going with the 2-1-2 live format. And eventually, I promise you, it will grow, but you have to be consistent. And you have to keep thinking, is this entertaining? Is this educational? Is this inspirational? So your call to action today on this Tuesday, August 13th, plan it out. 2-1-2 live. Plan it out, because if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a roadmap or a schedule, you're not going to know where you're headed or where you're going. So prepare. And again, don't be afraid to reach out, reach up, and let others help you and coach you, because the better you are at things, the more you know, the more you're going to be able to help someone else in the future. And don't mess up good for perfect, right? Because if you do, it's going to stop you in your tracks in everything that you do. And that applies to your whole fucking life. Don't mess up good for perfect. Okay, be you. All right. So tonight, guys, I think I have not gotten an official pulse about this, but I think we have a 10 and 10 call tonight from headquarters. Watch your pulse. But for those of you who don't know what 10 and 10 is, it's 10 minutes of product discussion, 10 minutes of business discussion. It is so, so good and so quick and to the point. So invite people to that. And if we don't have one tonight, I don't know if we have access to the replay or not. I may be kind of 1 step ahead of myself there. Sorry. It's a call. That's right. It's not a Zoom. Kelly, do you have any insight on that? Your face just popped up on my screen. I know we've had the last 2 weeks. I don't know if it's a thing now or not.
I don't. We haven't heard if it's going to be consistent or not. If we don't get anything before, then Nick and I will do one. And if we do, so just, I think theirs is usually at 8. So I know ours was planned for 8:15, when we set out that schedule, but we'll plan for 8. And I'll adjust the schedule in the Rhino squad. And so we'll have one at 8 either way. If the company announces theirs, then we'll just all hop on theirs. And if not, then we'll do ours.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. So regardless, 8 o'clock tonight, there's going to be a 10 and 10 call, and it's going to be amazing. And it's easy third-party validation. So guys, I'm going to end now. I'm over time. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I love you all, and we'll talk to you soon.